So, welcome to Eagle Park at Goodrum Field. Today we are getting some work done here. You can see all of this high grass and that ditch right there on the other side of it. The ditch is being fed by a bunch of springs, underground springs that are coming from out in this area. Today we have somebody coming that's going to dig all this up and put French drains out there, because right now, even though there are some French drains there that are handling that, let's see, before I go there though, here is the pipe that's draining the French drains, if I can see it through all this stuff. Not really. It's right there, but it's too much grass to show water flowing, but there is water flowing out of it. But anyway, so there are some French drains out in here, but they haven't been adequate to maintain water control. You can see we're in a drought right now, a severe drought, and there's still water standing there. So the French drains should have been toting that water away. And they used to when this was first put in, but over time it's kind of gotten overgrown and filled in with silt and grass roots and whatever else, who knows. So we have somebody coming today, starting today, and they're going to be replacing all of this. There we go, some water down in that. There's a spring right in through there. I don't know if you, yeah, I can see some water moving right there. There you go. See? Water bubbling up right there. So that needs to be piped out of here. Anyway, he's going to come and scrape all of this off, grade it so that it grades toward the banks, and then we're going to pipe the French drains in, pipe the water off down that creek, down that area right through there where I just walked, and then we're going to fill that area in. So basically we just have a swell. The slope will just go out toward that bank, and there'll be just a mowable area out there. Same for out in here. It's going to swell in and slope toward that ditch area right there, and just be a swell that can be mowed, instead of there being a ditch where it just fills in and builds up and becomes a nuisance. Here's some more water. There's another couple of springs right here. And all that needs to be piped out of here. So that's the goal for today. I wanted to get some before shots. I'm here going to take this fence down this morning before he gets here with the big equipment. So I told him I would. And then I'll let him dig up the benches and stuff that's right there, because those will need to be lifted out with the backhoe. So, all right, let's set this thing down for a while, get this going, and he should be here soon. All right, well, all the equipment's here, at least some of it. Going to get started here in a few minutes. Just kind of talking about what all needs to be done first. Alright, so we got all of the benches out. Took all the fence down. And stacked it all up. Got some, that big log that was right there. Stacked it all up over here. They'll be hauling it off eventually, but another little update in the progress. They're laying out all their numbers right now. Figure out what they're going to do here. Right, so we're moving on down the ditch here a little bit. The plan is he's worked out a slope from the basketball court down there to be about a 6-inch drop or so. I mean, it looks like a lot. We knew it's going to be quite a bit of dirt come out there, but going to slope over to right over what you see right into there. So it'll be a gentle ditch, swell. And then they're taking all the dry dirt, stockpiling it over here, so they won't have to buy any dirt. Trying to minimize the amount of that they have to buy to fill in the ditch over here by the road. So that's the plan. That's where they are right now, and I'll catch you back up in a few minutes. All right, that's another little quick update. I've got a ditch dug around here to get some of that water out of here. You can see it's filled up with water. There's an area right in through there it's released. It's about water from up in here. It's going down through there, but that's going to be filled back in where they're holding that pipe, that pole right there. That's where the grade's going to go to. Also, check this out this morning. The grade difference between this green pipe where it goes out in the ditch way out there and where it ends out in here, it's 1 inch lower right here than it is out there. And you can tell by looking at here at the ground, if you see how wet the ground is, that pipe must come on out here some. Probably comes out to right in here, because you can see how much wetter it's even gotten. It's soaked up into the pressure run that the city put out here and got that wet. So it's running the water downhill over here, but all that's going away. So he's going to try to get all this sloped off here today. Got the pipe coming in tomorrow, and we'll finish up on it tomorrow. And another quick update. See how much they've cut down right there where that guy's standing is grade. So they've had to cut down that much to get the grade. That's kind of the slope it's going to be eventually, right up through there. So that's quite a bit of cut. Down a couple of pipes up through there, some drainage lines, old creek drain. Again, it was all covered up with pressure runs, so nothing could get to them. All right, well, the end of day one. Got this area in here, pretty close to grade. They got rough grade on it today. So it's sloping for a drop from the basketball court up here to the ditch. So what we did find though was kind of a surprise. In the ditch, this ditch has been dry before, but for some reason, I don't know if it's because it's been opened up now, but there are a couple of little springs in here that we found. So we're gonna have to rethink filling it in, put some gravel in here, let the water go out of it, but there's a little spring right there. So we've water will seek its path of least resistance. Found some wet spots here too. So we don't know if we just made a path that's less resistant to it, so it's going that way. We'll see tomorrow on that. He's marked out springs that are actually in the ground here that we found too. Here's one you can see bubbling up here, and this one over in here, this is where the drain, that surface drain was at one time. It's a B flat there, sorry. And so this one is one. So we're definitely going to run some pipe over to them and get them drained out of here. Tomorrow will be a day we'll find out a little bit more about it after it's set here and had a chance to dry out some. And you see we got a lot of dirt, dry dirt. So what he did is he separated out the dry dirt and to use to fill in the ditch. over there. So that'll save some money. You won't have to buy the dirt. Originally we thought that the dirt would probably be too muddy to use to fill in over here, because you can't really fill in with mud. You can't control what it does. You can't pack it and manipulate it. Dry dirt you can. So looks like we'll have enough dirt that he won't have to bring in a bunch. So that's where we are today. He took off quite a bit of dirt out through there. As you can see, we'll see what tomorrow looks like as far as the water out here. We know we got a couple of springs over in here too that he's going to have to deal with tomorrow. But he didn't have the pipe today. It wasn't in. It's supposed to be in tomorrow. So you're gonna tap in and get all this stuff drained out here too. There's a spring right down in there. There's a spring or two right over in there. So that will be tomorrow, and I will be back here again tomorrow if I can, and we'll get a little bit more information on this. See you then. All right, so next morning we let it go to see what water was going to form overnight, and you can see quite a bit. So we definitely got a spring over in here. Just brought water up right there. That water coming up from the ground. The only place we got really actively squirting water out is right over here. That is definitely a spring there. So got another spot over in there that has water that's come up from the ground. And then over in there, that's water that's come up from the ground as well. So we got our work cut out for us today. See if we can get some of this in to get some trenches dug, find out where the springs are a little bit more precisely, and get some pipes in here. Alright, well I hadn't done an update. I meant to do one at lunch today, but we've got a ditch out through here with a 6-inch corrugated down in it with 57 all around it. We found this little 4-inch out here. It doesn't really do anything, but we just went ahead and just stuck it into the 6-inch. So if there is any water that comes up, it'll go through that pipe. Then we've dug this out here. This is where that other drain was. All right, so we got this. We found a spring right there. We're going to run a pipe in this ditch and tie it in right there. You can see he's putting a T in, tie in there. And that's going to go on down here. That's all corrugated, so it'll soak up whatever it needs to, whatever it finds out through there. And then it tees in up there. I'll go up there now. All right, so there's our ditch. There's a spring right there at that bend, just about 2 feet this side of that bend that's bubbling up. So that's going to catch that spring, go right across the top of it. And then out through here, got a Y over in here, tie into that line, going on out. Let's go look at the end of that line and see if it's got water coming out of it. There you go. You can see no more than what we've already done. There's a pretty good bit of water coming out of that pipe already. So we're going to tie some more springs into it, and should have a pretty good flow coming out through here. Maybe we can dry this place off some. Then we'll be filling this in. That pipe we'll be tying in right there with another pipe and heading on out through there, but it'll be a solid pipe. And head out through there with the water, and then we'll cover the pipe back up. So that's where we are right now. It's About 2 o'clock on the second day. I meant to do a lunchtime and forgot all about it, but here we are. All right, beginning of day 3. Came here first thing this morning, got here before the guys did, and see there's still a little bit of wet. I think I saw this last time when I was here. So right into here, we're going to tap in and get that off, or probably tap in here with it. And then over in here, trying to stay out of the mud, another wet spot. And then right down there, got some wet spots. So that's our goal today. We'll contend with those. Try to get them piped out of here. And I'll catch you up a little later in the day. Alright, it's about 10:30 on day 3. We went ahead and dug that ditch on out. Probably went down about another foot, 18 inches. The plan is put 6-inch perf pipe in there and cover it over with gravel, and then we're going to run another 6-inch right there to catch all that water. The perf pipe's going to come on around the corner here all the way under the bridge and tie in right there, and then it'll be solid pipe on out through there. But actually discovered another spring right over in here once we got to digging in. So we are draining right. See, there it is. We're draining out a lot of water, so maybe letting some of this loose will free up some of those wet spots in there. So that's the plan right now. We'll see how it goes. All right, here we are about through 3 o'clock on the 3rd day, and we got a piece of 6-inch run up through here, 6-inch perf, and stone put on it. And what that'll do is there's several little small springs up in here. It's going to catch them. Any water that comes running off this bank is going to hit into all this, and all that's perforated pipe. So it'll hit into that pipe and go right on out through there. I was trying to see, there's a spot over here where you can see the pipe, but I'll find it in a minute. And then a couple of springs over in here we caught and tapped in right there with them to the 6-inch pipe. There was another wet area in here, so we ran 6-inch on up through here too. It goes all the way out and taps in right there. So we actually have a 6-inch coming up through here, going there, going there. It tees in, I'll show you that in a minute, but it tees in over here, comes up, and then comes off right here, and goes up through here. So we actually have three runs of pipe up through here to catch all of this. And as you can see, it is pretty dry. Let's hope it stays that way. Let's see, here's right here is that piece of pipe down in there. But all that's going to be covered up pretty much level here. So it goes on around. Tees in right here with another piece of 6 and goes up through there with it. Goes on along through here. Here's where that 6-inch perforated is coming through here. It taps into a piece that goes up that way and over. Up there by the skid steer, there's a couple of tees where it tees off in a couple of other areas where there are springs. And then right down here, the perf pipe from there and the perf pipe from here collect here into a T where it's in solid all the way up through there. No more ditch, muddy ditch. So any water that happens to catch up in here, if it does get where it can't go over that way, we'll just go down this way, hit that gravel, go into the perf pipe, and head right on out. So let's go down here to the end of the ditch. So this is solid pipe all the way out through here, 6-inch solid. And we're coming on out here where the solid pipe ends. There's quite a bit of water coming out of that thing. Here's our other load of gravel. But that's all them little springs combined. There's one other spring right there. That's why we stopped the pipe there, so we didn't want to have to catch it too. It's a pretty big one. So it's all now going out through here. All right, well, end of day 3. He's got one more day budgeted for us for tomorrow. He's gonna come and do the last little bit out here tomorrow. But you can see we got gravel all out through here. Actually found another spring hit right here. Had to pipe it off into that other. But hopefully everything's kind of going into a drain now. So got this all smoothed out. He'll come back tomorrow and finish it up a little bit more around here. Got a little topsoil put out here so that the grass can grow. Of course, the next project will be, I've got to get out here with seed. I got to go by and get some seed and put seed and straw out here, but we'll do that in a couple of days. He's gonna put some gravel all out in here so that people come off the steps. They'll have gravel walk on out through here since we got a little bit left over. And got all this finished up here, or at least pre-finish. And then we go down here to the end of the ditch. I'll be right back. All right, so down here at the end of the ditch, got a load of gravel right down here to keep this from washing. No more water that's going to come down there. It should be fine. You can see we got a pretty good little stream there. It's focusing on this grass. There we go. All right, so like I say, end of day 3, but it's still got some dirt left. That pile on the right is trash dirt. It's got it's mud and got junk in it. So they're going to haul it down to the end of the field where they hauled a couple other loads and smooth that out. And then the pile that's left will get spread out all in through here. And the thought is that out here from the basketball court over to the parking lot, this area in here will be the highest place so that any water will run off toward the ditch or to run out toward the field out this way. And it'll also give a high area there that people can walk across. And if we have gravel left over, which looks like we're going to, there's enough there, we're gonna put a walkway in through here too of gravel just on top of the dirt once they get it finished out. And then if there's any left after they kind of smooth all this out, then there's a couple other places around here they can waste it. They're over by the driveway maybe, over in there. You can waste some out in there, or over on the other side of the driveway, waste it over in there. And where we at? There we are. So that's the end of day 3. Should take them a few more hours tomorrow, probably half day tomorrow, and we'll be all done. All right, end of day 3. We're done. All that's left now is for NATO and I to come up here and put seed and pine straw, wheat straw out here. But there we go. Filled all that area in. Of put a little walkway here with some leftover gravel. I've come out here and I've marked white lines where we have pipe underground. Let's see, there we go. There, T. There's a T and it curls around right over in there and fills in that area. Got another pipe, runs out through here. Goes all the way back. Branches off, there's a branch that goes off there into that pipe in the ditch. And then that goes on out there and ties into the pipe in the ditch right down there. So we got a layout now where everything is. These are all rough, of course, but they're within 3 feet, closer than what the 811 people will put it, I guess. Here we go, out through here, ties in right there, comes down here, and right down in here is a T where the pipe that's in that ditch is corrugated pipe. That should catch all the runoff down that bank. It'll hit that all that gravel and hit the corrugated pipe, run down this pipe, get into here. Anything that comes off this bank, there's a swell right out through here. We'll catch all that water. All right. See if we can get a bit of an aerial view here. I've also put gravel right here at the end of the steps. Make a landing there. Alright, so here we are. Alright, while we were here, Georgia Power came up, swapped all the lights, and turned our camera a little bit better for us. Here's the rest of where they filled in that ditch. No more basketballs in the mud. And then gravel here. And the water coming out of the end of the pipe. Alright, last video. Nato and I got some hay put out. Got it out most of the area. Got it on there, got it all the way out to there. Got it over there on the other side of the basketball court. Only place we lack is right here. We got all we could load in our trucks was 30 bales. So we probably need another 10 or 15 to finish that out right there. But we'll do that later on in the week, but I won't video that. But here's the finished product. Looks pretty good.